Hi, everyone. My name is Emma Davidson, and this is for my drugs and behavior class. And I will be going over my outline I made for Chapter 1, drug use, pages 1 through 8. So, to begin, starting off with the definition drug use, a complex mix of behaviors, scientific questions, legal issues, moral dilemmas, etc. Going into the next section, use is not abuse. I read that in most cases, many people aren't considered to be dependent or abusing drugs, such as alcohol users, people who drink, choose to drink for pleasure or for fun. Um, in most cases, knowing when enough is enough. And in that case, drug use usually doesn't impact them or their family. However, people who are dependent on the substance run into big problems in their life, such as 10% of drinkers have problems such as missing work from hangovers or having multiple arrests for DUI. These people will often miss work or special events due to substance abuse. Marijuana smoking is the most common type of illicit drug used, and most people know this drug to be used recreationally. In the next section, every drug has multiple effects. I read that every psychoactive drug will affect multiple sites of the body, including the brain and the organs. In taking drugs or any type of substance, relaxation may be intended. However, the result might be a slower reaction time, which might not be intended. Going into the next section, amount matters. Um, I found that it was important to know the amount used, frequency, and the route will impact the effect of the drug on anyone's body. A higher dose will lead to more side effects. For example, the more someone drinks, the weaker their reflexes will be. Going into the next section, user history and expectation. Experienced users may react differently than people who are considered first timers. Someone who drinks a lot can probably handle um, multiple drinks and still feel fine depending on their body mass and everything else that goes into that. But someone who might have their first drink will be shocked by the feeling that they have right off the bat, off their first sip or first few sips. Experienced users say more positive effects of drugs at use because of associations with their previous use. And first timers may have certain expectations from learning or studying it, and expectations influence the experience they might have. For example, when someone believes they will be more social after drinking, they will become more social. Or another example I might have that I've heard before, someone who may take a recreational drug, going into it having a very bad mindset, like smoking weed, might have a very bad experience and experience anxiety or panic or things like that. Um, in the next section, drugs are not good or bad. It was important for me to note that there are no such things as bad drugs, only the misuse of drugs. When talking about drug abuse or dependency, it is the bad behaviors associated with consistent use of a substance. Um, Careful use of any drug can produce some type of benefit, and it's very unfair to place blame on a drug just because of the consequences that followed overuse. It's up to the person for how much they take or use any type of substance. Going forward with the history of drug use has always been around. There's never really been something considered, in quotes, drug free society. Humans have always been using alcohol and plant based drugs for so long. In early times, psychoactive drug use was very popular in many rituals to help purify souls from illness. Um, People back then did these rituals because they believed anyone who was sick were being possessed by evil spirits. So they used psychoactive drugs to rid the people's souls with those evil spirits. Drugs that were considered bad and now recreational, some were used to treat illnesses like nicotine, alcohol, marijuana, coffee. Um, Psychoactive drugs played a very important role in past economic systems and in society. For example, wine was used as a traded good along with tobacco, and cacao was important in the Mayan Empire. Um, the book listed many more. And finally, there's a major change came in developing and marketing legal pharmaceuticals, such as vaccines, antibiotics, birth control, and mental illness treatment. vaccines that eliminated smallpox, polio, etc., antibiotics made to cure deadly illnesses, birth control was developed in the 60s. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this review.